Do we decide we're doing first?
Dad.
Bingo!
Welcome everybody to another episode of Books and Betches, not to be confused with Books and
Bingo!
We've
Bluey!
been talking about Bluey a lot. I'm Kristin, and with me I have
Bluey! Maria.
That's Erica and Maria. This is a book.
Wait.
No.
Wait.
No.
We have a lot of like moms that listen. Do you know what do you know what the two main like parents in Bluey do?
I've never watched a single episode of
Dad his name's Bandit, and he works as an archaeologist, so he digs up bones.
Isn't she? What is she? What's it mom do?
I
forget too, but it has something to do.
It's another like punny thing.
Honestly, Bluey is a fantastic kid show.
It's
got to be the best.
funny.
You guys talk about it a lot. I know because you have a kid. I don't know why you watch it, but
I admire good writing. And speaking of writing, this is a book podcast. We swear, we spoil, we talk about sex.
Good segue.
And we suck at this. Thank you so much.
I think me and Erica might suck at it, but I don't think you do.
No, I'm pretty bad. I'm actually very bad, as it turns out. So this week, very exciting news. Very, very exciting thing.
Oh my God.
Oh, wait. Bluey's mom's name's Chili, and she works at airport security.
So she
she's
sniffs
TSA?
out the bombs.
She sniffs out bombs.
Wow. I felt weird.
So good. It's
I
so
don't,
good.
I don't know the
I felt
lore
weird
here.
saying the B word when talking about airports. You gotta be careful.
Bomb?
When you say you have to say
We're not in an
you
airport.
can't say
Yeah, but
in
you're
the
gonna end
airport.
up on a no-fly list.
We probably already are.
Erica definitely already is.
I have TSA pre.
Well, not
I do.
anymore,
So do I.
'cause I'm really excited about this episode.
Sure.
What? Don't act surprised.
I just don't know what we're talking about.
Oh. Well, we're doing Iron Prince.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Okay.
I wasn't sure if we were doing a topic first. Got it.
This
I'm here.
week,
I'm there.
we're talking about Iron Prince by Bryce O'Connor and Luke. We tried. I can't pronounce it. I feel like
Chmilenko?
I should have done more research on this because it's
Chmilenko?
like one of my favorite books of all time. But I'm curious.
Chmilenko. Let's say Chmilenko.
I'm curious what the duo is because I feel
What's
like
his
Bryce.
origin? Is he Polish?
No, I don't care about that. I just feel like Bryce did most of the writing.
Why
but
do
I
you
don't
think
know.
Is
that?
Bryce the only one on book 2? I don't feel like
I
feel like
thought he
don't
was.
know Luke's name on book 2.
I'm pretty sure he is because I'm on their not their
Patreon?
Kickstarter, their Patreon, and Bryce was the one doing all the writing.
I wonder
So.
what Luke does.
How is he?
I don't know. I should have looked it up and I didn't.
I know, but you know what? I like that we don't know.
Okay, Iron Prince. I'm dubbing it my favorite book of all time. It happened. I established that.
Yeah.
I was very nervous about you guys about doing this episode in general.
Yeah.
A, because I feel like I'm gonna fuck up all the information. I read it so long ago. B, because I didn't think y'all would actually read it. And C, I thought you would hate it when you did actually read it. Erica, get the fuck off your phone.
I'm looking up
She's
Luke.
looking up Luke. Just get off your phone.
You know she has a attention problem.
It's
I
killing
wanted,
me,
I wanted
though.
to see what
I
he was.
too.
He
I
didn't
know.
even. He's not even posting about Iron Prince.
Yeah, that's why I'm confused. I don't know why his name's on there.
He only has 800 followers.
Bryce, if you're listening, did Luke write this book with you?
I mean, he obviously did. He didn't put him on the cover for shits and gigs.
Maybe he did the cover art.
No, that's not a thing.
Okay.
Well,
Continue-
if I was an
continue.
author,
Either way, I don't know how we decided to do this. I think it was like maybe it was like almost a bet in a way of like, nah, you won't read it. And
Yes.
then
No,
we both
you
said, like,
guys
yeah.
wanted to torture me, and you were like, Erica's gonna fucking hate this. So
Okay, that
let's
might
make
have been
her
the
read it.
underlying thing, but like I didn't say it out loud.
And then I, being the bold bitch that I am, was like, bring it the fuck on.
the bold bitch that she is.
Uh-huh.
What alliteration.
so you can imagine my fears going into this, my trepidation.
Mine
if you
too,
will.
because I read this a couple months ago too. Now at this point, and as I was reading, I was like, "Oh my god, I'm really enjoying this." And
cry.
my first thought was, "God, I hope Erica likes it."
Yeah,
like,
same.
I just want you to like it so bad.
Same. Did you like it, Erica?
Dun, dun, dun.
Did you like
You know
it?
what I'm thinking of? I'm thinking of, remember Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, when it's like, dun, dun, dun,
Yes.
dun.
Yes.
Really, really enjoyed this book. Really, really enjoyed this
That's all
book.
we needed to hear. That's all I needed
As
to hear.
I liked Fourth Wing. We all kind of like liked Fourth
Yes,
Wing.
because if you remember our fourth episode, Kristin had mentioned if you wanted to
This
get
is
this
a
vibe.
This is a better Fourth Wing.
Amen.
This is a better Fourth Wing. It is not.
It's not romance.
So yeah, so it is a different genre. So there's that. But like the way that this was crafted, in the sense of like you have somebody with a physical ailment,
Disability.
disability,
Yes, disability.
that is going through a like school system type thing to get stronger, to learn, to be part of the army of the government, whatever. And then there is illusions of like a bigger problem.
Yeah.
What I think Fourth Wing did and did incorrectly was gave us too much information.
Yeah.
And I also, my problem with Iron Flame was I felt like the story would have been told better in multiple POVs. And that's where I think this does really well.
Interesting point that in the multiple POVs. I think we only got Xaden towards the end.
Yeah.
So I think that when you have a multi-POV styled story, so like a Song of Ice and Fire, Game of Thrones, like those types of books, I think it automatically puts a story at a deeper depth.
I agree with that.
And I think it gives you leeway to be able to do more of that info dumping type of thing, but in relation to that character that you're with at that moment.
There's just so much information you need outside of the main character, and you're not getting, like, you're getting it in a way better way when you can just switch perspective.
Yeah.
Also, it's
harder to write.
Yes.
It's harder to write.
This book is very character driven, and
Definitely.
I think that's why I love it so much.
You do love characters.
Oh, I love a good, like, deep character analysis.
My one thing with this book, and
We're
it's
gonna
not
do
a, it's
seconds,
not a negative.
We have to do the 60 seconds.
No, I know it's not a negative. It's just I didn't know, like I was halfway through this book and I was like, what's the stakes?
Yep.
And I remember texting you guys being like, is this just what I think it is, of like him leveling up and like getting stronger and like X, Y, and Z, and there's no actual introduction of like big bad?
Yeah.
I agree with
Because
you.
I'm so
Yeah.
used to these shitty fantasies
Yeah.
being so fast paced.
Yes.
Like overly
Yeah.
fast
That's it.
paced.
Yeah.
Yep.
Game of Thrones was like that too. If you like, and I know I'm referencing a Song of Ice and Fire a lot, but in this episode specifically, but Game of Thrones, like you didn't know what the big bad was for many for a long time, or
Right.
like what the true plot.
We gotta set the world up.
whole
Yeah.
world is.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you just assumed it was like, all right, these like families are clashing, and it's the same with this book, right? Like
Yeah.
you have this illusion of like,
There's a
all right,
war.
there's aliens that are bad, but like they're not in this fucking book.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I agree with that point that I feel like I was also reading it and I was like, I forgot who plays such a big role in the beginning of the book, and I was like, oh wait, that's right. They're still a part of this play. Like,
and that's
Yeah.
what Fourth Wing does so poorly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because we don't. Yeah.
Should we do the
Because
60?
it's just like such
Yes,
an intro.
I just don't have.
All right.
Stopwatch for you.
I know I'm going to be
got
the
it.
one doing it because it's my favorite book,
You
which
have
means
to.
I'm going to fuck this up, okay?
No, you're
No,
not.
let me just reiterate this, or not reiterate, but like say it at the top.
Iterate it.
And let me iterate this. Is that a word? I don't know. Now it is.
Iteration.
I am going to fuck up this
Toleration.
60-second because I love this book so much. There's a lot that happens in it that I'm gonna want to say, and you could be like, Kristin, just give the top line. Yeah, I'm aware. It's there. It's just not gonna happen. Why didn't you bring Duncan to my house today?
I don't know.
Sorry, I saw you throw the bag. I got really upset.
If you don't know, Erica always brings Duncan.
Okay, no, not sponsored.
Oh, we're not.
But if you want to,
if you want a Duncan, let us know.
hook us up. Loyal
we're
member.
fans.
Okay. If you're new to this podcast, we do this thing where we attempt to explain the entire plot summary of a book in 60 seconds or less. This week, I'm going to do my favorite book of all time, Iron Prince, and I'm going to fuck it up. So I apologize.
got this.
Shit, I'm not ready.
I believe in you.
What are their names? All right.
Ray,
believe
Viv,
in you.
Arya.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay.
3.
5. Oh no.
Whoa, a 5 counter.
5 is a long
now
time.
you're just throwing me off with
Why?
the timing. This
It's
is
always
like
3.
pitching in MLB.
We always say
5,
3.
4, 3,
Okay.
2,
Okay.
1.
Ray is he's disabled. He has a bone degenerative thing going on, and we're in like a different world, different universe. AI kind of controls everything. Ray is trying to go to a school to get this thing called a CAD, which is basically like a weapon that comes out of your body, and you can like beat people in the Interstellar thing with it. And he goes through these series of tests, but he's very weak. But he ends up meeting like the master AI, which I forget, the mind.
The mind.
And the mind sends him through is basically like, you're going to be our guinea pig. So he makes it into this like prestigious school called Gallons with his friend Viv. They meet this girl Arya right away, who is like, they have different tiers. His
Rank.
progression is like really, really good. So you know he's just going to get better and better. And throughout the book, there's a lot of fighting. He gets better and better, essentially becomes almost a god towards the end. And that's really it, right? What am I'm missing a whole bunch of things.
I
or-
mean, you got the main
We'll
gist.
go into a
2,
deeper analysis. Stop
1.
counting. I'm losing my mind. All right, we could do a deeper dive as we talk.
So
about
you
it.
say Gallons?
Yes.
The audiobook says Galens.
It's Galens.
Ooh.
Galens is correct.
Why do you say Gallons?
I didn't mean to.
Oh, okay.
I don't think I even registered. I blacked out.
I black out too when I do it.
I stopped breathing. Okay.
I also stop breathing.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
You don't
So-
have the problem, Erica, but we do.
Yeah. Well.
Raiden Ward
Yeah.
is who this book is about. He's an awesome fucking character. I guess we can
He's,
start there.
he's such a like underdog that
I love underdogs.
there's nothing about him that would make him unlikable in any capacity.
In a
Yeah.
way that's not like the whole
Not Mary Jane-esque.
Not just that, but also not like other boys type
Yeah,
of thing.
yeah.
You know, it's not like
He's the chosen one, but it's not like
Obnoxious.
you're not like, oh shit, he's the chosen one. It's like AI was just like, okay, I'm picking you. Like
Yeah.
that kind of chosen. I don't know. It doesn't feel as like Harry Potter-esque.
No, it
No.
feels so. Raiden. So his last name is Ward because he was abandoned by his parents when he was a kid because he had this disability, and he became like a ward of the state.
So his disability is basically, I think it's like his muscles start crystallizing protein and it turns into bone.
Crazy.
and
So
it's
he's
just
had
constantly
like
in pain.
Yeah.
he's constantly in pain. It's pretty much like it's impeded on his growth like physically. So he's not very tall. He's like 5'2", and his body is just like, I want to say almost like emaciated. Like it's
He's
just
full
like
of scars
he's
from
just-
the
yeah.
constant surgery. He's in a surgery every month, essentially.
Right.
And it takes such a toll on his body. But since he was a child, like we start off the book, I think it's a prologue. Is it a prologue or chapter 1?
It's like a prologue of the Interstellar.
But
thing,
he's
yeah.
watching these, what is
The
basically
feeds.
like our MMA. It's like
Gladiator.
UFC.
Yeah.
It's like
UFC.
yeah.
It's like UFC, gladiator type of thing, but it's actual like military army people, and they have what you said, a CAD, which is sort of like, I think of like like the mecha suits,
Yeah.
right? And they just like
They
comes
grow
over
out
the
of your
entire-
body.
They,
Yeah.
they like form around your limbs and stuff, and you become like
See,
super
like
powerful.
it was giving me like Power Ranger. I know
I could
it's
see
not,
that.
but,
Power
like,
Rangers,
it gave me Power
yeah.
Rangers.
Yeah.
Power Rangers with a mix of Transformers.
Yeah.
Like
You know,
Yeah.
also a little Tron-esque.
Yeah.
a little. Yeah.
This is a lit RPG, so it's like game.
What does
Yeah,
that mean?
gamer.
Lit RPG.
literature? So it's like a role playing game, but like literature.
But how is it a role playing game in book form?
Because
Like,
they're
explain
in like
that.
they're basically in a game. So like when they're doing their like duels and battles, they're in like
The
a simulation.
Yeah, simulation.
So just because there's
The
simulations in it,
simulation.
it's just
Battles.
classifies it as that.
Yeah.
Interesting. I had never heard that before until
Which is
this.
like Ready Player One too.
Yeah.
Was like sim.
So the
Oh.
world that they're in is what I'm very interested in because we're like in
It's
Astra.
the future.
We're like in space. Yeah, we're in
Yeah.
the future.
We're in Xenon.
space. We're not on Earth.
what a good movie. God, I just saw a
And-
picture of him. Like the guy was like zoom, zoom, zoom.
Yeah, that is
Ooh,
pretty
is
good.
he still hot?
He's still good. He's looking good.
He's still looking good.
In this world, I think like AI is what kind of controls everything, and there's a war going on that we don't know a lot about.
We don't know anything about.
Nothing.
All we know is that during Raiden's tests, when he meets the mind and he learns that he's going to be this guinea pig, he also learns that in this war, the how do we say it? the tech that they have
Yes.
that they fight with is actually from the enemy.
Yep.
And it's how they learn about the tech.
Is it
It's
the
how they.
Archons?
So
Yeah.
what they do is like basically you get this, only like 30 people get this CAD, and then they go into like the military thing and like the academy, and then like their CAD has like an initial ranking of like all these different strengths and stuff, and or like all these different like capacities or whatever.
Yeah.
And the CAD comes out of you in some capacity, and
It grows with
there's
you.
all different like types. So like he's a brawler.
right.
There's
Yeah.
like
Sabers,
duelist. Yeah, there's all these
Mauler.
there's all these like different
They have different
classifications and weapons with
Yep.
like your CAD. And I think it goes to like your personality to some degree. Like,
Yeah,
I don't
definitely.
know. I don't
I
even
think
know.
it has a
Definitely.
personality.
I think
in
I like
itself.
his is named Shido. Shido,
Shido, yep,
and
Shido.
it feels like a person. It
It
feels like a
does. It
character
does.
to some degree.
Yeah.
Even though
Especially
it
as
does,
it
it's not
grows with
sentient.
him.
Yeah.
It's not sentient. I
Yeah.
don't think, but it feels like it would be. I don't know. It's very strange. I really like how this book was written. It was very well done. But
I was gonna say, since we were talking about how much like info dumping in other books and how it doesn't really
it did not
translate.
feel info
No, it
This
didn't.
did not feel info dumpy at all. It felt like I was thrown into a world, but I understood it.
Yeah.
It was like really easy to digest.
Yeah.
Once you got the main, basic gist, they do these these
You know what
fights
he did
and stuff.
is he built a really solid foundation.
Yeah.
And every time you learn something new, it was very subtle.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was very
Yes.
and it's a long book. Like it's an 800
Very
page book, right?
like I think it's longer. It's as long as Crescent City.
Kind of just like subtly building and building until like you have like this really good understanding of the world, and then you can jump a little bit farther, right? You can make these big jumps in these paragraphs and sentences, and what he does is he assumes you get it.
Yeah.
And not only that,
which I love.
And doesn't explain.
You know,
it.
that's how you know it's a good book. Also, it happens in movies a lot. I notice that more in movies where they're not force feeding you the stuff. It's
but
like
they
trust
they
the reader.
want you to have a brain.
They trust
want
the reader.
you to be able to like pick up context.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And in this book, they did that in not only in the world building, but the history of what our world now is, right? So like there's no more religion. They were just talking about things that how it used to be. What we do now is present day as their past, and it just the way it built, it was so easy to follow, and I'm like,
so easy.
Makes total sense.
So
We're in the
easy.
Astra 3 system.
Yep.
Sure.
I know what that means.
Galen's
Sure.
it has an actual dome around it that has the seasons.
I don't need to know like the infant structure of the politics.
No.
Right.
And
And that's what some of these books, like especially these fantasy books, try to like fucking shove in your face. You're like, here's all of the information about 200 years of fucking stupid like.
What did you guys feel about because in this time people can be genetically modified?
Yeah.
I thought that was wild because Viv, Ray's best friend, has curly hair, and as a curly hair girly, it's hard
girly.
to have
like
curly
they
hair
could-
every day. She has perfect curls at all hours of the day. It's never out of place because she's genetically modified
Must
to
be
have
nice.
good hair.
Must be nice.
That's what I'm
be nice.
saying. It must like I had to really refresh a stand. I'm still like this is frizzy.
It could happen one day. We don't know.
I like that, but
But there's people like with crazy colored eyes and like
Yes.
different kind of hair and
I know.
skin
I love all
textures
the
and color. It's like
styles. Yeah.
it was really
everyone
cool.
looks unique, I guess, in a way. I want to go back to the CAD thing though.
Okay.
Yeah. His cat especially.
With the CAD, like basically what is happening in this book is that they're like battling in these simulations, and every time that they battle, they get like they up their score, like
Ranking.
their ranking or
yeah.
whatever. So Ray comes in with like probably the worst ranking of all time.
Yeah.
Like it's
Except for
like-
growth.
Yeah.
He's like literally nobody,
F
and
something,
everyone's
yeah.
like
F0.
you're-
Yeah.
you're
Everything's F0.
yeah, like he's just the worst, and his
the worst.
growth is like unheard of, but his growth is like S potential.
S.
S tier.
S tier,
S
which is like the
tier,
highest you
which
can
is
get.
the highest tier, and
Nobody
it's infinite.
ever has S. Not even like it's unknown to have it as a freshman, but never
Yeah.
mind even the pros.
So it's a taboo thing for people to know,
yeah.
and I don't necessarily know why it's like super.
I wonder if
taboo.
it's a safety thing.
It has to be.
Like people are scared of you.
I think people would attack him more.
Not just attack, but then if it's a technology thing, like would they attack him to get his technology to get Shido?
Plus, it's the mind
Yeah,
that
like,
did
can
it.
you?
Like, it's
Yeah.
kind of like, why do you have an S tier? Like,
Well-
they'll start asking questions.
but
what
what
I
does the
think-
mind know that we don't about Ray
Exactly.
specifically, and why Ray's able to
Exactly.
take on
So-
not only this but just
Bingo.
like the world itself.
Part of the CAD is that they give you the CADs that you do these simulations. In the simulations,
Well, it's
your
for fighting.
CADs learn from each other.
Yeah.
yeah.
And that's how they help train people for the army in the actual fight, right?
Yep.
Yeah. What is
What's
it called?
interesting
ISCB, ISCM.
I don't know.
I just
What's
saw it.
interesting is that the mind chose Ray to have this S rank. So the mind knew that like he would be doing all these simulations as an S.
Yeah.
So the growth, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that growth potential for the simulations that are learning from him
Right.
are also learning from
Right.
that.
That's a good point.
That's a great
Especially with
point.
AI stuff. Ooh,
And-
you
but
just
not
opened
only
my
that,
mind to so
not
much.
only that too, is just it brings him in even more as that underdog, because not only is he coming with an F0 rank, but no one knows why he's
No one even knows why
That
he's
really
in
just
the-
fucked me up a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't thought about it like that.
Perspectives.
Nobody knows why he's in the academy period, and you get another POV from the officers deciding who's getting into the academy.
Yeah, so Galen's right?
Galen's.
Galen's is like
ISCM, yeah.
Galen's is like the top school. It's like getting into Yale or Harvard, right?
No, think of it in military sense. So
I think
it's
it's more-
like
yeah,
It's just like, the
um,
top military school
what's
though.
the top one?
the
fucking-
Navy one.
Do we have that?
Yeah,
I
I
don't even know.
would have applied. I applied to the Coast Guard Academy.
Oh.
It's like the Coast Guard Academy, but bigger.
Well, either
Why am I not thinking the military Academies.
But either way.
It's something point, I think.
West Point.
Okay, but it's like the top school that you can get into, and it's really, really hard.
Extremely difficult.
Like if you have a rank under like a C, essentially, they don't let you in.
Don't let you in.
So it was cool when it cut to the POV of Dent, who is like basically a war god. She's like one of the beasts of the interstellar school of the interstellar stuff. Valeria Dent, yeah, she's got like a fucked up face because of something that happened in the war.
Half of her face is gone.
Yeah.
So she lost the lower
like
half of her face in battle.
Yeah.
And so it's been like genetically like fixed afterwards.
So it was cool when we like cut to her and she's like, everybody's like, you know, given their who's going to get into Galen's. And then she's like, I got somebody, right? And they're like, Raiden Ward. And they went to toss him away. And she was like, I'm going to make a case for this kid. And she goes through all the reasons he should be there, you know, him being...
And doesn't mention the S rank.
No, so it was so cool how the chapter ended where, like, she finally convinced everybody, which was just, like, such a sick chapter. It was
such
so
a good...
It gave me, like, chills.
Valeria Dent's one of my favorite characters also.
Yeah.
She's just such a badass.
And then the chapter end with, like... And then she looked down at, like, the thing that... the last thing she had up her sleeve that she didn't have to pull out. And you know, like, the author doesn't tell you the S tier, but you know. You're like, oh, shit, she never even mentioned the S tier. So it was, like... It was just really cool to see
and again
how
like I don't know how you do that without POVs.
You needed it,
and and it brings so much dimension to the story as like an overarching like thing. And I think back to some of the fantasies that I have read that like you miss that,
especially first person.
It's harder
I
to
hate
write
first person fantasy. I don't think it's hard. It's not well done.
I hate first person fantasy as well.
Yeah,
but I read a lot of dual perspective boy girl.
I don't even like that. Well, you're more romance side, yeah.
I think we have to put a little asterisk here. I think fantasy romances are
what
we're kind of harping on.
Yeah,
we haven't read enough regular fantasies to like actually like make a case on that.
Yeah.
I mean, we read Sanderson. We've read.
Yeah, but that's like one in the like what 100 something.
I mean, like personally, I've read stuff on the side, but
Try to Tell Mary. That's another one.
Yeah, but I feel like
But that's first person.
Once he gets
that was one person on the fucking ship.
Yeah, but there could have been other POVs.
Didn't we get?
We didn't get Rocky.
So when he gets into Galen's, him and Viv get in, of course. They're always together. And
Best
I think
friends.
the mind has a little bit something to do with like keeping them together too, because they end up rooming together, all that stuff. But I loved when introducing us to Arya. That was like another one of my favorite scenes where it's like the first day and Arya is a top prospective student. She's also
like
a freshman.
C-rank, I think.
Yeah, but she's like so good. She was there during the
the
summer
best.
program.
She's the strongest.
Beautiful redhead, like just adorable girl.
Gorge.
And they bring her up to like, it's the whole school is like gathered around for this orientation, and they bring her to the field and they're like basically saying like, if you're going to take an opportunity, take it. And then they're talking about, you know, who would be brave enough to battle, not even asking, but then Ray like stands up and goes, I'll do it. Me. And like everyone's like, what the fuck? And they're like, all right, buddy.
So excited about it. It wasn't
He's very golden retriever.
It wasn't like
a golden retriever.
It wasn't
oh my God.
Golden retriever code.
Yeah, he wasn't looking for glory. He was
No.
like, you're better than me. I want to learn from you.
And I
it's
loved that.
such a good character.
And when he battled her, he did like all these little tricks. And I just, the whole book, like this little moment where she's battling him. And then this is like, was she having fun? And it was like that moment where she's like looking at him and she's like catches herself smiling, and she had never once had fun in a battle, but something about him brought it out in her. And I just like, I felt the connection between them right away.
From the jump.
And I was like, oh my God, this is going to be a great relationship. And I loved it.
Being a romance reader, like it just, I wish there was, I wish they fanned the flames of that a little more. Like during.
See, it was enough for me.
Like we got more romance from other people.
Yeah,
I'm
interested in Viv and Logan. I'm interested.
Me too.
But
so yeah, Logan.
Like I wish there was just like a few more breadcrumbs throughout.
Yeah.
And not even like
I agree.
make out sessions, not like anything
they're 18.
like that.
Like I'm not asking for all that.
But I loved Arya's arc of just like going from shy girl who has no friends to like Viv and Ray, just like
great character.
We're just gonna adopt you now.
And
like,
Catcher also
Catcher,
coming in there. I love Catcher.
Catcher is their other friend. And then I want to talk about Logan because I think he's a really interesting player.
Yeah, Logan from the jump is very upset that Ray is there. He's just like, you're not one of us. You're not good enough to be here.
With reason. Like, you know how we talk about Iron Flame? Who was the guy in that?
Jack.
Jack had no fucking reason.
I feel like Logan is the perfect
reason.
like bad guy, but you could tell he's like bothered by something, and you
Yeah.
don't even learn it until the second book.
I know.
why he's
We don't
an
get enough
asshole.
of him.
Yeah.
So the reason that people are angry about him being there
Right,
is like
yeah.
he's like everyone's like, you're taking up our resources,
Which
like,
makes sense.
You suck,
Yeah.
and we're all fucking good
'Cause they don't know.
And now I have to fucking let you take BP.
Yep.
Like,
batting practice, in case you didn't know.
Like
I did not know that.
I
Thank
know
you
you
so
didn't.
much.
You get
I was
to
like, I'm gonna
fucking-
just like pretend I know.
you know what I mean? Like you get that 20 minutes of being able to take BP, and I can't take I can't take my hacks because
Yep.
you're fucking taking time away from like what I should be doing.
And not only
Yeah.
that, like we have to carry you.
Yeah.
we have to carry you.
They assume he knows
They
somebody
do like
in
group.
Galen's.
They do group project like type or like not projects but like test type things, and like you're the weakest link all of the time. And
They
like,
thought he was
the
rich.
weakest link. Yep.
Goodbye.
it's just this like overwhelming feeling of like, why the fuck are you here? Like we're all fucking
And nobody knows.
all stars.
Got that S
And
rank.
you are
Yeah.
just like this shrimp kid, and I get that. I
And
get
they're watching
like,
him grow through the ranks, not
What I-
understanding why. And they're
Yeah.
just like, what the fuck?
There's some shitty people. There's always gonna be shitty people,
Obviously,
right? Like
in the world,
and,
yeah.
And my problem with Jack is that like there was no
That's
fucking
Iron Flame.
reason
Yeah.
in Iron Flame like for him to be as angry as he was at Violet. Like
Right.
it just made no fucking sense
Right.
at all. It was just unadulterated like anger.
It would have made more sense if it was one of the people from the Rebels. Like, who
Yeah, or
whose
some
parents died because
there's
of the
like
mom.
Yes.
5 million other ways that could have made more sense.
True.
With
And
this
like,
one though,
you know what? All of these fucking famous books or like popular books right now are like, I want to peel my eyes out of
Out of
my
your
head.
sockets?
Like, I've been on this like slowly
Ooh.
talking about Crescent City 3, and like every time, and I haven't talked about it a lot because I like wanted people to like sit with it. Like I sat with it, and I like, you know
That's
what I mean?
kind
And,
of you
like,
to not bombard the internet with your
yeah,
opinion
like
on it.
I didn't want to fucking talk about it. There's the influx of people talking about it was positive.
yeah.
So I was like, I don't need to say anything.
Oh,
Wow.
that's nice of
So
you.
then-
That's so adult.
And then I was
then she
gathering
said
my
things.
thoughts.
yeah.
Like I'm gathering all of my
Stewing.
Yeah.
stewing in my fucking hate. Finally post something, and everyone comes out of the woodworks being like, fuck this book.
Yeah.
But
I haven't seen what
It
you
always
posted.
takes one. It only
It's
takes
good.
one.
I'm excited.
but basically, like I keep thinking about these popular fantasy books, and now I'm comparing it
Yeah.
to Iron Prince because there's so many elements of this book that he did right.
Right.
And so many elements of these fantasy books that are so popular that get shit so fucking wrong.
And that bad guy, guy that like hates you for no reason is always so wrong. And I feel like
the brother that fucking dies and
Yeah.
comes back, the mom that's a fucking bitch but like fucking gives her life, the dead dead lover like coming back, so, like it's just, oh my fucking god, this is so bad. Like I'm
I feel
just
like
so
I'm watching
sick
her
of it.
unravel right now.
yeah, you are.
I feel like
And I
I'm
like it.
unraveling, and then you pick up a book like this, which you all know that I am a romance only girly.
Yep.
So the fact that like this book is blowing it out of the water for other books that have romance in it,
It's huge.
that says a lot, man.
True. It's
Did
all
you
about
skip
writing.
any of it?
She skimmed a lot of it.
No, I didn't skip.
I mean, I did. I skimmed a lot
Did
of
you?
at least on my reread. I skimmed a lot of the
a
fights.
reread's different.
Yeah.
I didn't skip. There might have been parts where I wasn't like
As
I
attached.
listened.
Oh,
I also
yeah,
listened.
I listened, so there was probably parts where it was like
I did both. I listened and
Kind of
Kindle.
like black out for a second
I
and
think
then come back.
I normally
Yeah.
blacked out during the fights, especially when it's not fights where he's
well,
involved.
the whole like end of the book is all fighting.
That's different.
So
That I
my
was involved in.
favorite-
I was involved in that. But like the middle where we're constantly seeing them through the
Yeah.
ranking up and everybody else having all their fights as well. I was like,
Oh,
I
love
get
the
it.
trainings where he would be like the pain simulation.
I
where
have
it's
to
like,
say,
yeah.
I liked when they did the fights with the
Re-
combatants. Fuck.
it was
totally Mortal
the
Kombat.
narrator. If you're on the fence of reading this book,
Oh,
listen
yeah.
to the audiobook
Yeah.
because the narrator
Oh.
is phenomenal.
Blows it out of the water.
But
I think it was
Wasn't
on. Was it on script?
no, it's Audible.
Oh.
It's Audible
Yeah.
original apparently. Ray, I feel like on top of him being not only a golden retriever, but just the ultimate underdog, I have never read a character with this much motivation and
Yeah.
discipline and determination to reach his goals.
It was refreshing.
yes.
Yeah.
His disability is what fueled him.
Yes.
Yeah.
and
in the right way,
in
not
the right
in a way of like a
Also,
plot
just
device.
the trauma of his life. I feel like.
Yeah.
I mean, what else does he have? His parents left. Like he.
For someone who's gone through so much, he's such a positive person.
Yes, positive,
nice
and
to
like
read.
he knows he has to get shit done because there's no
Yeah.
other option.
Like,
it's
and
like NF's like I ain't got no other option.
Yes,
yeah.
hard to like. I know we keep comparing, but like Fourth Wing, like Violet was just like, I just don't want to die, and it's
Yeah.
like,
I mean, yeah,
I
that's
mean, death is a
motivation,
big motivator.
but it's not the only motivation.
why
and
are
that's
people
what-
dying in fucking military school?
I mean, no
See,
one died in this one.
Do it
Yeah.
like this, where everyone's in a simulation and you don't have to actually fucking die.
But it is cool because they feel the pain.
They feel the pain, yeah.
Which is like crazy to me. Like you're feeling your legs.
They
snap.
they get their back broken and they're like, ooh.
So you feel all the pain, and then at the end you're like fine.
One of the coolest things I thought were the fights, which you would be in the simulation, and it was kind of like it was like Super Smash Brothers, where you would be in, you
Yeah.
would pick your stage almost, and it would just like there would be lava in one
Yeah, it would
stage,
change the
or
scenery.
like
I love that.
it was just cool but it gave you that video game vibe, which
Yeah.
was really awesome, and like it just reminded me of Super Smash Brothers.
This has to be a show.
I totally
I
agree.
think this
It has
would
to
be
be a
so
show.
It's
fucking
such a
cool
good
as a
show.
television show.
Ugh.
However, I don't actually think HBO would need to make it for this to be be
No, I agree.
No,
Prime would be
no,
sick.
because I usually always say that.
She likes HBO
I'm
best.
a
Yeah.
diehard HBO. Like I think
Prime.
maybe Netflix Prime.
Yeah.
I think Netflix could do it. I think Netflix has put some good shows out there. Again, that would depend on if there's acquiring talent.
I
It's
think
difference.
I think TV has a better capacity to make sci-fi
Yeah.
than fantasy.
I think it goes back to your stakes thing though. Like there would need to be more emphasis on
they would
like,
have
the
to
big
add the
bad.
stakes. Whatever's happening in book 2,
And
they'd
I think
have
they
to
would
add
fuck
it
it
to
up. I
season
really
1.
think they would fuck it up because like you said, so we talked about this in the beginning. What are the stakes? And I know there's like a war, but it's all happening in the background, which we know is going to build. It's probably going to take like
I don't know though,
3
because
books.
Game of Thrones didn't
more
do that
than
either.
this book and book 2 are freshman year, and look how big they are.
Book 2 is still
Yes.
freshman year.
Yes. So this is like one semester. So it's like
It is like only like 3 months.
I mean, I think he mentioned like 13 books or something like
13.
yeah, and there could be spin-offs. There's so many spin-off potential. So what I love is that this war is building, and it is making me want to read more because I'm like, all right, where
I
are we
do want to
going?
get
These
into book
series
2.
are too
Yeah.
slow moving.
I love it though. It's like the one time where I'm like, give it to me because I'm so invested in the characters.
Yeah, I know for if Luke Daniels is doing the audiobook moving forward,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna listen to it.
Yeah.
Because the way he gives life to every character, there's a lot of characters in this book.
Lot.
We have all the generals, we have all of the students.
Yep.
We have our main characters themselves. Like there's a unique
There's so
voice
much
to
happening.
each and every one
It's
of
pretty
them.
phenomenal.
It's wild to me.
He did unbelievable. So this
So
was
good.
created in October 2020, and the second book
the second book's out.
It
Like,
came out
know.
last year, right?
2023. So
I'm like
it's
150 pages in.
3 years in between books.
Yeah.
And we have 15 books.
I mean, this is also
I'm gonna be 70.
Wraithmarked is like his own publishing company
Yeah,
too.
it's
Like
his.
he started it, and now like Daniel B. Green is in it.
Is he?
Yeah, he has like 3 books under them.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He's doing a Kickstarter right now.
So the second book is only Bryce O'Connor.
yeah.
Okay. So I'm curious I'm so curious about Luke being in the first one. I don't know what the
We'll have to-
division was.
Maybe it's a story credit. Maybe he helped edit or something.
maybe
Or develop.
I'm
something.
sure there's more to
Luke
that.
has a lot of books.
Yes,
Yeah, he's written a
they're
lot.
like the main 2 I think on their publishing. I think it's their like
Just them
publishing
together.
house.
Maybe it's all
They've
something
written
else.
other books together.
Their
Yeah.
website is sick.
You do love their website.
I do.
You talked about this before.
It's really well done. So as far as the book ending, we go through a bunch of battles. They're trying to fight to become part of the what is it again?
ISCM.
Yeah, and
The Interstellar Combat Military,
and
I think.
they're trying to like basically compete and be those like
It's like they're part of the tournament at the end.
Yeah.
It's a huge tournament with other academies.
yeah.
And the whole book, like we were talking about before, Logan is our biggest bad in the school itself that doesn't like Ray from the jump.
But we love him.
But
There's more to him.
But the thing about Logan that I like too is that not only is he a villain in a way, as a shitty person, but he
Yeah.
doesn't allow other shitty things that he doesn't like morally doesn't believe in.
Right.
So like a bunch of his little cronies that decided to take Ray down to like this level where there was no cameras and beat the crap out of him, like just beat him up so hard. But everyone thought Logan basically like ordered it to happen.
Yeah.
He didn't. And Logan then took it upon himself to beat the shit out of them.
Yeah.
To say, I didn't order you to do shit.
Yeah.
How dare you?
And he was still an asshole.
And he was
to
still
Ray.
he still didn't like Ray,
Yeah.
but he still didn't like that kind of behavior.
Okay, wait a minute.
So
I don't know if I want to talk about this.
Uh-oh.
No, the last battle with him.
Well, I was gonna say, this
and
all
Ray.
So we're
led-
leading up. We're
This
building.
all
He's been the
leads to
problem
the-
since the start. The last match is happening with Ray is set up with Logan.
So it's Ray versus Logan.
And
It's like
it's
the
the
end all
It's
biggest
the
be all.
most ridiculous thing in the fucking world that
What?
Logan
Oh.
has no limbs and he's still like fighting.
I mean, it's pretty badass.
It's simulation.
He has like
Yeah.
he has no arms, he has 2 legs, and he's still like fucking doing
But
aerial kicks.
if
And Ray is like
You
and,
gotta, man.
landing them.
You
and Ray
gotta.
is just like
If Ray could take
on.
the amount of pain he took in the simulation
Yeah.
like tests, I believe Logan can too.
Yeah. They're warriors.
I'm saying that like at one point he had 1 leg and he was still fighting. Like come the fuck on.
But that's like
Like,
that's what happens in the
makes
big
it
end of
more
a sports
exciting.
film.
Like he had to cut all 4 of his limbs off in order to win.
and he's still going.
And I feel like that seemed a little too
Excessive.
much.
Okay.
Well, I thought the match was really cool, and it's funny because he had to fight Catcher before then, and they didn't even
They
tell
didn't
us.
show the match.
Yeah.
And I thought that was so cool.
Yeah.
They showed they like wrote out every single match except for him and Catchers
Yeah.
because it was like wasn't meant to be fun.
Yeah.
no,
wasn't meant to
neither of
be-
them liked it because they're best friends.
They
I
don't
thought that
want
was so
because they were in
smart.
this tournament. They turned into like a fucking tournament.
It's
But-
a tournament to be part of the main team that goes and competes. And the thing is, like the main one of the main generals that doesn't like Ray also was rigging the matches.
Yeah.
So
But, like I
Bastard.
feel like
Put
he had other
Catcher against
intentions
him.
of that. So
Yeah.
TBD. But
Well,
what's your
also-
theory?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like somebody else is pulling the strings.
There's someone above
I
them
agree
for
with that.
sure.
Yeah, I
for
agree.
sure.
That told him to do it.
I
I don't
agree.
think he was just
Central
like,
Command or whatever they call
I think
it.
he's
Kinda
like
hard
obviously
on.
going to be good. He's going to be like a Severus Snape in the end or something. I just feel it.
So one thing I mean, we'll probably be 104 by the time this series is done. But what I will not accept is if the government is bad. Like I can't do another one of those fucking.
I don't
books.
think that we can go that way because it's an AI thing. It's not like a government thing.
I know. I just can't. I can't read another book where it's like, oh, I'm a government employee and. Oh shit! The
But
government's
we're like not
corrupt.
even. We're not really. We're not set
Of
up.
course it fucking is.
We're not like super set up for that right now.
We're not.
No,
Yeah.
I'm
it
not
take us
saying
another
we
25
are.
years.
But
You
I'm
can't handle
saying
it.
that
Right,
I
right.
can't handle
She's like,
another.
if they do it, she's
fucking
out.
book
She's out.
I get it.
Where the government is the bad guy,
Well,
I feel
that's-
you. It's
makes
just-
sense.
and
though.
that they've been lying to them all along.
That's life.
She's doing
man.
air quotes for those who are not watching.
Art
Oh my
imitates
fucking
life.
god.
Well, the
Don't
last.
recommend another book like that to me.
I done that?
Anybody.
Anybody.
Oh, I was like,
Anybody.
I
This
don't
is this is a
recommend
PSA.
Don't
I
you
do-
come
I
in our
do not
DM saying
want-
shit.
If the government is any fucking influence on the book, please
Spare her.
spare me.
Okay. The last battle too, we also learn of there's like another ability that people can get.
Yeah.
Like Arya has third eye, which is
Which
essentially like
I guess you could see things before it happens.
Yeah, there's some really sick abilities. His shows up and it's like he's able to transform from a brawler to
It's
a
called
mauler
Arsenal
or
Shift.
Arsenal shift. He can like turn into anything
Yep.
essentially. And it's
Which,
like
'cause he's an
unheard
A-type,
of.
basically. An A-type is more of the more moldable types, right?
Yeah.
If I remember correctly. So he started off as a brawler, which is a very much, you think of brawler, think of like, you know, like a boxer, like very hands fighting.
Well, it's like short swords.
No, it's like fists.
I just
Oh no,
love-
it's short. Like
Mauler is like, I think the short swords.
oh,
I could be wrong.
I love the ending of this book. I'm gonna read the last sentences. So if you are gonna read this, we spoiled everything already, but I'm just letting you know I'm reading the last sentences. So it's at the end. Arya smiled. Apparently, there's rumors circulating that you're a favorite of Valera Dent. They say you're the heir apparent to the strongest A-type in the system. She brought a hand up to form a half circle with thumb and fingers at an angle atop her head, like the start of a crown. They're calling you the Iron Prince. I loved this ending so much. I remember reading it and being like, "Woo!"
Because Valera Dent is the Iron Bishop.
Yes.
So for her
And
to
I love the
have
idea of her
him-
being like
yeah.
putting the crown up and be like, they're caught. And I was just like, I was doing one of the what it's like.
Oh,
Like I just felt pumped, man.
yeah,
I was
no,
like,
it was.
let's
It
go.
was. I also got chilled at the end of that. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh wow.
I mean,
That's the part of the show.
cover is sick.
That's the
too.
part in the show where Daenerys like says the word to have all of the dragons shoot fire on people, and you're just sitting on the couch.
Dracarys.
Yeah, that's the Dracarys moment where you're just like, fuck. So super exciting. I think Erica made an interesting point when we started reading this. She's like, did they spoil the whole book in the synopsis? Because the first sentence of the synopsis is Ray Warden will become a god, and it's like, yes and no, because he gets his S tier like at the beginning of the book, and you know he's gonna be the best of the best.
Yeah.
So like, it didn't bother me.
I think it's the journey.
Yeah.
I
I think it's fine. I just think that
It's an interesting question that you posed, though.
yeah,
I was like, kinda.
So
it kind of spoils the whole series.
Yeah.
Like, because it makes.
But again, it's the
you
journey.
don't know,
Right.
if
It's the journey.
like what he's gonna become. But you know he's inherently good,
yeah,
and that he is like
Strong as fuck.
you want to hope that he is not corrupted, and you're
and
kind
people
of
are afraid of
seeing-
it. The fact that he has his S tier growth, they're afraid that he's gonna get too powerful and love the power too much and become corrupted.
Which is possible.
It's
It's
human.
possible.
It's human.
I feel like Arya is gonna be that, if anything.
I would love for Arya to go bad.
I know. I go back and forth.
Question. So, who is your favorite character and why?
I said Arya, but I meant
Oh wait, we didn't fucking
Viv.
talk about.
I'm getting there.
talk about.
I'm
Oh,
volleying
I
it
know
up.
who yours is.
I am volleying it up so you can spike it down, babe.
I meant to say Viv, not Arya. But who's my favorite? My favorite is Arya. I love her so much.
Yeah?
I think she's like so cute.
Oh, fuck, what's his name?
I feel like
Lenny.
Lennon.
Lennon.
Okay. Let's hear it,
I would
Maria.
say
Or Logan, maybe.
I love Valera Dent. I think
True.
I think Valera Dent, just her power, her gravitas, like the way she just walks into a room, and just handles it.
Yes.
That's the boss bitch right there.
I agree with that.
So mine is definitely Lennon. And so Lennon's, I think, a third year, and he basically gets a promotion, but part of like the promotion, he needs to like help a first year. So they give him Ray to like help like level
Train
him
him.
up and
Yeah.
train
Thanks to
him or
Valera
whatever.
Dent.
Yep.
And Lennon is, I would read a sub like book or like a side spin-off book of him as like the main love interest.
So now you understand fan
Like,
fiction.
like this like I'm reading this and I'm like, Lennon is the main character of one of my romance novels that I read. I was like, this is legitimately, and I was like, this is how fan fiction gets made, because
Yeah.
I was like, no, but I actually need the subplot of him.
I actually want him here now.
The one where Erica learns about fan fiction, or the one where Erica understands fan fiction.
Lennon to me could have been like a Michael B. Jordan, a young Idris Elba.
Yes.
Elba
like,
is what I think of a lot.
I don't know, like something in that vein.
And ripped, just like
super
so
ripped,
So
super
ripped.
fucking like
Super deep voice.
stoic, deep voice. Maybe even a Tom Hardy type
Ooh.
character.
Tom Hardy but black.
Yeah.
Yeah, like just I meant that like that like
The
the
energy.
vibes.
The energy. Yeah.
But yeah, he was my main character in romance.
Okay,
novels,
I get
so.
that. I get that.
Side caveat, just because you were mentioning your romance novels. All last
Yeah,
night,
I was just
at the
gonna
movies,
say.
right? Watching Fall Guy, I kept her to Erica, to Kristin, and be like, "This is Erica's romance novel. This right here is Erica's romance novel."
There was, like,
right there.
Even the there was a preview for the new motorcycle movie that's coming out, which I think
Yeah,
is
I
called.
was like, "That's."
I think it's called like the motorcycle.
It's
the
called the
Riders.
Riders.
It's the one with Austin
The bike
Butler.
riders. The bike riders. It's such a
Austin
terrible
Butler and
name.
Tom Hardy. Sexy as fuck.
Yeah.
And Maria turns to me and goes, "This is Erica's romance novel."
It's all motorcycle club.
Riders?
Yeah,
You haven't
the bike
seen
riders.
that? That's like way up your alley.
No.
Watch it after this.
Yeah, watch the trailer after this.
We could wrap it up. So obviously I gave it 5 stars.
I think I gave it a
Oh,
5
it's a-
also.
I think even Erica gave it a 5.
I gave it a 5.
I think we all gave it a 5.
Wild. Did not see this coming, and I'm really happy
What
about
a fun time. So do you think we're ever going to do book 2? Because
it. I mean, I'm already reading it. I don't think Erica's going to do it. It's too much.
I don't know. I'm fine doing it if like
There's
people,
more romance.
No. If people like want us to do the second one.
yeah, let us know. Let us know.
Yeah,
if you want.
and
If
if you-
people are like, it was a good episode, but like I'm not reading this book,
Fair.
then like
Fair.
That's a great
Let
point.
us know if
Y'all
you read
matter.
it. It's a big commitment. I'll get.
it's a long book.
It's 800 pages.
If you're
But
on
I mean,
our-
if you guys do Crescent City book 1 and 2 in 1 week,
I know,
I
because
don't
it
know.
has romance.
Okay,
I don't know.
people are gonna want Crescent City 3 episode before
I
they
know.
want that.
I know.
Yeah, they
I'm
want the
ready. I'll
romance.
do it. You guys are the
Okay.
ones that don't want to.
I
mean, you're
can't.
not going to read it either
I
way.
can't do it. I need a recap.
I know. Carrie's not going to. I don't think Carrie's going to read it.
Fuck my life. Well, if somebody has a good recap,
Somebody
out
else
there-
will have a recap.
Someone will. There's a bunch of YouTube videos on it.
Well,
I could do a recap.
Yeah, you're gonna be too mad about it though.
True.
I want to see it.
Trope.
All right. Thank you all so much for joining us. Let us know if you're going to read it or if you have read Iron Prince or if you have no desire. That's fine too. I won't be offended. I'm crying on the inside. Thank you so much for joining us. If you want to subscribe to us on YouTube, just look up Books and Betches. It would really mean the world to us.
Aw, shucks.
Wouldn't it?
I think so.
Yeah. And then follow
Especially
us
'cause we
on
record this just for you.
follow us on Instagram. That's it.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Bye.